Side control is one of the most dangerous and versatile attacking positions, and it's also miserable to be stuck under there. The most effective way to get out from under side control is what we call the knee-elbow escape, sometimes called the shrimp escape, because we use that shrimping warm-up that we do every day before jiu-jitsu class. So what I need to do during this situation is protect my face, making sure Dave is unable to control my face. I need to free my hips, and I need to recover my closed guard. Here's how I do it. So if Dave is in side control, a lot of times people call this head and arm control. He has one arm under my head, and he has this underhooking my arm. It's very difficult. What I need to do first is establish frames. My first frame is going to be against his hip. Now, a frame is not a thing where you push. A frame is something where you make a structure which prevents him from advancing his position. We can get tired if I push against his hip, and my hand isn't going to beat his hip anyway. So I just make an elbow frame against his hip. I also need to get my hand underneath his chin. Right now, this hand is on the wrong side of Dave's head. Dave can choose to attack it in any number of ways. And also, I'm unable to stop him from smashing me if he decides he just wants to drop pressure. So I'm going to do a bridge into him, swim my hand under, and just rest my hand against his shoulder. So now, if he tries to smash, he's running into a frame. All of this allows me to create space and maintain distance. So now that I have my frames, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bridge into him and shrimp away from him. Generally speaking, when we're in side control, I want to give him a bridge, and I want to move my hips away. And see all that space that's created. Now, the reason this is called the knee-elbow escape is I need to connect my elbow to my knee. Otherwise, if I don't control and occupy that space, Dave is going to control and occupy that space. At this point, my elbow frame on his hip comes in and checks his bicep. The reason for that is that his bicep is much closer, which helps me control distance more effectively. And also, if he tries to cross-face me again, squeezing my head, it's very difficult for him to do so. Additionally, if there are strikes involved, we really don't want this hand to be able to drop strikes. At this point, I'm going to use my left foot to step on the mat. And you notice how my right hip is on the mat? I'm going to do what's called switching my hips, which is I push and try to put my left hip on the mat. Now you notice how my right right foot is still stuck inside Dave's thigh? A lot of times people will make a mistake and try to go backward. No, in this case, what we want to do is move our hips toward the trap hook, which makes it a lot easier to come out and recover the closed guard. From here, we can do all our closed guard techniques. So let's do that one more time from this angle, then change the angle so you can see a little bit different. One thing that I really want y'all to notice is that I'm maintaining distance and moving myself. I'm not trying to throw Dave off me. I'm trying to create structures and then move myself away from him without letting him follow me. So, Dave's on top, he's got control of my head, he's got control of my arm, head and arm control. My elbow frame comes against his hip, stopping him from bringing this knee up under and isolating my head further. I'm going to bridge, and I like to angle my bicep right into his ear to take his head offline as I swim under and check. Notice that I'm keeping my frame at about a 45-degree angle. So now I'm going to bridge into him, shrimp away from him, moving my butt towards the camera. Now, if I don't connect my elbow to my knee, Dave just takes his right knee and moves it against my hip. And I'm right back, either he's a knee on belly, he's even advancing his position, he can go to mount. If I don't control this zone, this space, with my bottom hip, then I'm going to have a hard time. But if I connect my knee to my elbow, hence knee elbow escape, I make a shield that stops him from doing any of those things. My right hand connects to his bicep, checking his shoulder. I step on the mat, and I recover the closed guard. So let's do this one more time, this time from this angle. Because this time you can see, like if I don't check his hip, Dave can bring his knee right up under and isolate, do all kinds of stuff that makes my life much harder. So notice how I'm not pushing his hip away, I'm just framing so he can't do that. I'm gonna bridge to get my frame inside. I'm gonna bridge up into him, move my hips away. See all that space that I create? Now I connect the elbow to my knee, to make sure that that space stays occupied by me and not by my opponent. Hand comes to check his bicep, switch my hips. If my foot gets stuck, I shrimp again toward the trapped hook, not away from the trapped hook, but toward the trapped hook. Recover the closed guard, we can do all our closed guard techniques. It's very important to get good at side control escapes, not only because being stuck under side control is dangerous and tiring, but also because the better you get at side control escapes, the more chances you can take from your guard. And jiu-jitsu is all about learning, progressing, and growing. So we don't necessarily want you to just feel comfortable in a safety blanket position. If you get good at side control escapes, then you're able to go for things like arm bars and triangles and get good at those because you're not worried about what's going to happen if you get your guard passed because you know you can get out using the knee elbow escape.